and I'll start with Mr. Schmidt maybe and go from there. Mr. Schmidt, over to you, 3.1 through 3.7.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll actually defer the updates on the facilities to Mr. Hughes, and then I'll circle back and provide an update on encampments if you're okay with that.
That's great. Thank you. Mr. Hughes.
Your Worship, members of the committee, several updates for you tonight. Performing Arts Center, so following Council's approval of the additional rehearsal hall space as part of the design, staff have been in discussion with various external user groups and are conducting a programming analysis for the space based on feedback received. Staff very clearly heard and understood Council's direction of up to 5,000 square feet. And the intent of this work is to be able to maximize the use of the space while minimizing the footprint. Once we're finished with that work, HPA will be asked to complete the appropriate design revisions for it. We wanted to not have them involved in the weeds because that will come with a bill. So we're just conscious of that as we can move along. I don't have an update on the sports field. On the Lakehead University project, this project is moving along very quickly. Demolition at 24 Maple Avenue is complete and reconstruction of the space is well underway at this point. Staff continue to work with our Lakehead colleagues to coordinate the installation of necessary base building elements required to accommodate the furniture, fixtures, and equipment that Lakehead are supplying. And a STEM Hub Memorandum of Understanding developed between Lakehead and the city was signed earlier this month. Don't have an update on the recreation center either. We're not doing any work on that. The roadways down in the area, the whole site is inaccessible. So that'll be a future project for us. On the Sea Cadet South Shore facility, the project team is currently finalizing the design package incorporating pre-consult meeting comments and are on track to submit their formal site plan application package to the city next week. For final review. Construction is expected to begin in the spring as soon as weather allows. And for the Northwest Library branch, Letitia Heights, there's no significant update since the last meeting. The landlord continues to work with their architect on the facility expansion permit plans and believe they are on track for spring construction. The city and library staff are prepared to begin interior layout planning as soon as the expansion details are finalized by the landlord.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall, and good evening, Mayor Nuttall, members of committee. City staff continue to work in partnership with the County of Simcoe and the Barrie Police Service in addressing encampments on city-owned property. The city has successfully addressed 79 encampments on city-owned property since the emergency declaration came into effect on September 9th, 2025. Through county outreach efforts, 73 individuals have been transitioned from encampments to safe indoor accommodations and are connected to resources through the Heart Hub. Since the declaration, the number of encampments on city-owned property has decreased from 35 to 2, demonstrating measurable progress. Of the remaining sites, there are approximately 5 individuals residing in these encampments. And again, this is on city-owned property. As of January 19th, 2026, and based on data provided by the County of Simcoe to their Homelessness Individuals and Families Information System, HIFIS, there are 641 active homeless individuals linked to Barrie, which is a slight increase from the 604 that was reported back in December. The county confirms that this is primarily attributable to more people accessing shelter facilities and support services, especially in extreme cold weather. When individuals check into a shelter, they are recorded in HIFIS. This likely means that the rise in numbers reflects increased engagement with county services rather than an actual surge in homelessness. So of those 640 individuals, and I think this message really needs to be conveyed, homelessness does not equal encampments. So put that out there. Of the 641 individuals, 169 have been linked to shelters such as the Salvation Army, Busby, Elizabeth Fry, Youth Haven, and such. 36 other individuals have been linked to couch surfing. Approximately 5 individuals, as I noted earlier, are currently living in encampments. And there's approximately 436 individuals that have been linked to what the HIFIS categories as other, which includes living arrangements that are not formal shelters or couch surfing, so vehicles, hotels, motels, detoxification facilities, incarceration, and such. So these individuals have been logged into HIFIS within the last 90 days, and if they have not been formally linked to a shelter, couch surfacing, or engagement, they are typically identified as other. So again, just trying to provide some further justification or information on how HIFIS reports. Cleanup efforts have been completed at Milligan's Pond in preparation for the site to be included in the Conservation Trust, and the park remains closed at this time. The County of Simcoe has received final occupancy and will soon open its 40-bed modular units at 113 Tiffin Street to offer supportive housing and to support the city's emergency order. All warming centers remain fully operational and open to anyone in need. If anyone becomes aware of an individual being denied entry, we ask that you please promptly report the incident to the county so it can be addressed immediately. The county has confirmed that all service providers have been reminded that no one is to be turned away, and each provider has verified that no one has been denied entry. And finally, the city remains committed to a compassionate and coordinated response, working closely with the County of Simcoe, Barrie Police Services, and other community stakeholders. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Schmidt. Just one caveat I wanted to, if it's okay, rather than ask, I'll just comment on. It should be noted that when it comes to our, they're not ours, they're the county's out of the cold or warming centers, the rules of not engaging in addictive behaviors in the centers are enforced. So if an individual is doing something that is getting high, getting drunk, that's not tolerated in those warming or cooling centers when they're operational. Obviously warming centers right now, cooling centers in the summertime. But just as a caveat in terms of when it said that no one's turned away, that there's no one turned away as long as they're not currently engaging in that activity. Okay? We'll go to questions on anything from 3.1 to 3.7. I think I saw Deputy Mayor with your hand up.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall, and it's not a question, but just in regards to the Letitia Heights Library yesterday, the Committee of Adjustments approved the variance, so it's actually moving ahead real well. So just a little update.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any other questions or comments from anyone? I'm not on. Go ahead.
Thank you. Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Mr. Schmidt. Just some clarification about the warming centers. So if somebody, an individual comes to a warming center and it's like minus 26 outside and they are deemed to be under the influence of something when they are turned away, or maybe I should be addressing whoever
Yeah, sorry,
would know that.
but that's a different, you're asking a different question than what I just
Yes,
stated.
yes.
Right?
I'm just wondering if we have any understanding of what happens to that individual.
Yeah, but that's not what was stated. What was stated was
Okay.
that if an individual is currently
Okay, yeah.
engaging in the behavior, so if they're not going to tolerate smoking crack inside of the warming center.
So you're not saying somebody that might be under the influence when they arrive?
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you for the clarification.
And there's always referrals in the scenario where somebody's in the midst of a I don't know what the right word is, being under the influence, maybe I'll steal your language. There's always referrals to paramedic. If it's a violent altercation, obviously they have to have the support from other police or security services. And so those things are their tools are actively used based on what's needed at that time.
Just say thank you for that clarification. I am mindful of the safety of people that are in shelter or in warming centers, but the need to be able to keep people from freezing is important too. So yeah, thank you for the clarification on that.
The good news is there's trained professionals in there that, care about the people and hopefully get them to the right place. Any other questions or comments on these subjects, these updates? I'm not seeing any. So that's actually going to bring us to adjournment. So we're going to adjourn at 5:48, and thank you everybody for participating. I think we have infrastructure next. Is that at 6 o'clock is infrastructure?
Or immediately following.
Perfect. So as soon as Councillor Hamilton's ready. Also, I neglected to, Councillor Harvey, I think he's going to be in attendance online if he's not already. So he was also present this evening.